LPW 46 main event. We've been building to this for months. T.Y. Jackson's gone to hell and back to earn this opportunity. And now it's time to put up or shut up. Rhinestone rules. T.Y. Jackson won the opportunity to pick his spot in the Revolution Rumble, where the winner would receive a title match. He said, put me in at number one and I'll go through them all. And he did exactly what he said he would do. Last month, Steven Crowe tried to break the arm of T.Y. Jackson. You can see that left arm of T.Y. all taped up from what happened with that steel chair at the end of LPW 45. But you gotta kill T.Y. to get him out of this match. Through the head of T.Y. Jackson, the adrenaline, everything he went through to get to this spot. As we await the arrival of the LPW Grand Champion, Steven Crowe, since winning that title, has become power mad, incredibly dangerous, but has backed everything up with wins. To cement his place as the GOAT of LPW. Last night he said he was the leader of the clandestine society. He's been throwing his weight around. Ordering around his brother, ordering around Taryn from accounting. But to be the GOAT, he's gonna deliver on the biggest stage at our LPW 4th anniversary show, defending that championship against T.Y. Jackson. It is rhinestone rules, rodeo rules, whatever you want to call it. Cowboy brings the weapons. I don't see anything, but don't think for a minute that Crowe doesn't have plans, ideas. I'm ready, but I'm nervous. I don't feel good about this at all. Go down to the ring right away to Spencer Love for the introduction of our main event.
Grand champion there ever was.
The following contest is your main event, and it's for the Love Pro Wrestling Grand Championship. first, in the corner to my left, he is the first ever winner of the Revolution Rumble match. Hailing from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, weighing in at 205 pounds, your number one contender to the Love Pro Wrestling Grand Championship. Introducing second, your champion, representing the clandestine society, weighing 192 pounds, from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. He is your Love Pro Wrestling Grand Champion, the Rhinestone Cowboy,
The pleasantries have been concluded. Crowe surrendering the LPW Grand Championship title to Judge Ben Omen. We are ready to get our main event underway. Crowe grabbed a hold of that title belt, tried to use it as a weapon. Unsuccessful. The bell has rung. The main event is underway. Clothesline over the top, down to the floor. Cut. TY off, elbow to the face. And this is about more than just a title. This is bad blood that's been building and building for months. And you see Crowe targeting that left arm that he tried to break last month. And that kinesio tape may as well be a crosshair, a bullseye, a target. And you could bet your bottom dollar one of the many game plans that Crowe has had is to target that arm. And you can see that left arm already compromised. Only moments into this match, a definite handicap for the challenger. T.Y. Jackson, he has to keep himself calm. He's worked so hard to get to this point. He's got to keep himself calm, keep his head in the game. Hard knife edge chop to the chest of the champ.
One more time.
The fans want to see it again. Jackson only happy to oblige. Caught the boot, coming in. Snapmares him over. Sliding clothesline from Jackson up to his feet. And I'm quite sure T.Y.'s got a game plan of his own. Up to that middle rope. Moonsault on target. Cover. There is a very uneasy hush over this room. They know what's at stake. They know the bad blood. They know how hard T.Y.'s worked and what he's gone through to get to this point. And if he's unsuccessful, who knows when he'll get back and have another shot at the championship. Stunner from the champion, but nice back heel kick. Eli locked on target. Up and over, but lands on the apron. Kick right to the ear. TY looking to go high risk again. It paid off earlier. We pulled Judge Ben Owen in front, threw him into the ropes, causing TY to lose balance. Crotched on that top turnbuckle. And that'll change the complexion of this match in a hurry. And again, there is no disqualification. Very legal from your LPW Grand Champion. Steven Crowe up on the top rope. Handful of hair of T.Y. Jackson. Looking for that superplex. T.Y. able to fight his way out of receiving that superplex down to that middle rope. Goes Crowe. Both men precarious on that second rope. Hard right from Jackson. Both men kind of jockeying for position of their feet. I think they've each got something in mind. Crowe up to the top. Able to get his footing up on that top rope. Elbows to the back of the head of Jackson. Those are vicious. Able to go behind, handful of hair, raking the eyes of Jackson up on that top rope. Again, nothing Ben Omen can do about it. Poison Rana from the top by the champion.
Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit!
I mean, Crowe unable to follow up, but T.Y. hit the canvas hard. There's the cover from Crowe. Jackson able to kick out, but I think that just frustrated Crowe, rights and lefts. That kinesio tape just flying off the body of Jackson. Helping Jackson to his feet by the hair. Go hard into that middle rope. And the challenger in a bad way. Crowe just stomping a hole in T.Y. Jackson. Man, the velocity of those knees. Cover. Jackson able to kick out, but things definitely in the favor of the LPW Grand Champion. T.Y. trying to make his way back to his feet, using the ropes to try to get back up in that corner. Right into the clutches of Steven Crowe and that well-placed knee. Jackson, perhaps that title reign, that title win flashing before his eyes. Hard across the ring, into the opposite turnbuckle, and now Crowe looking to charge in. Well, T.Y. got the boots up and got caught. Another flurry of punches stacks up Jackson in that corner. And the confidence is growing. You can see it on the face of Steven Crowe as he's calling for that boss time, driving those knees. Tried to crack the ribs. Jackson. And that could be it for T.Y. Still some fight left in T.Y. Jackson, but Crowe keeping that foot on the gas pedal. Another knee in the corner rocks the jaw of the challenger. The amount of respect that Steven Crowe has for his challenger. That's the amount of respect Steven Crowe has for anybody that's not Steven Crowe. Turning Jackson to face half of this big crowd we've got here before he clotheslines the back of his skull into the canvas. Deep cover. T.Y. again, right hand. Shoots that shoulder up off the mat before the 3 count. But Crowe firmly in hand. You can see some frustration at the resiliency of T.Y. Jackson. And now Crowe looking under the ring. He's found himself a steel chair. He's found himself 2 steel chairs, and that spells bad news for the already battered T.Y. Jackson. Crowe now on the other side looking for something. I don't know what. I mean, it was rhinestone rules, so he was able to supply the weapons and put them wherever he wanted. Basically, I believe that's 3 steel chairs now introduced into the matchup. Stomp right to the head. One of those steel chairs set up by the LPW Grand Champion. I don't know what this is all about, but it is all bad. If you're T.Y. Jackson, butterflying the arms. T.Y. able to kick that chair out of the way. Big clothesline. Jackson getting a second wind. Oh, he missed that kick, but came back around again. Up and over, but Jackson landing on the apron. Another kick on target. Scrambling up to that top rope. Hits the eclipse on Crowe. We could have new champion right here. 2 count only, says Judge Ben Omen. T.Y. digging down into those reserve tanks for that flurry of offense, but he's got Crowe now on the defense. And now Jackson looking for something that will have a lot of degrees. He looked for that senton atomico, but Steven Crowe able to get the hell out of dodge. Steel chair right between the eyes of Jackson. And that flurry of offense did not yield a victory for T.Y. Jackson, and now Crowe with the aid of that steel chair looking to take over. And you can hear the sound of that steel chair. Oh, you can hear it over in the bowling alley. Believes he has things well in hand, and it's hard to argue. Well, that KT tape off that shoulder. Steel chairs at his disposal. Right into the midsection, into the ribs. If you crack a rib, just breathing, never mind fighting, becomes incredibly painful. Double underhooks the arms. Double underhook powerbomb right on that steel chair. 2. T.Y. Still life in the challenger. And the fans are rallying behind the challenger, and you can see more frustration building on the face of Steven Crowe. As T.Y. Jackson continues to show that resiliency. Now again under the ring looking for more toys to play with. You can't see what he's got there. Well, it looks like a half door. Steven Crowe with a half door. Oh, he even painted it. Look at that. Some arts and crafts. From the Rhinestone Cowboy. He's been shopping at Rona Plus. Crowe back in the ring with that half door.
Actually, let everyone see.
I mean, that says it all. Looking to put an end. Driving the edge of that door into the rib area. That half door propped in the corner. T.Y. getting a good close look. Repeatedly bouncing the skull of the challenger off that door. And T.Y.'s as resilient as they come. He went through hell and back to get here, but there's only so much that the human body can take before it gives out. Look at the tenacity of Steven Crowe. Feeling like he's got a little bit of time for some two-stepping. That kinesio tape stuck to the bottom of the boot of Steven Crowe. A little bit of extra symbolism that we didn't ask for. Crowe charging in. Up onto the shoulders of T.Y. Jackson. Driving him And that is the incredibly violent break, no pun intended, that TY needs to perhaps get some air in the lungs. Over for the quick cover. Get some air in the lungs, get some blood flow back in that shoulder, and perhaps put together some offense. TY up to his feet, but you can see the way that that arm against the body, it's definitely not 100%. Crowe, I don't know how, still mounting offense. TY put the brakes on, up onto the shoulders. Crowe desperately trying to elbow his way out, down onto that ring apron. Oh man, that kick. Right in the face. Both men out on that ring apron. Up and over, back inside the ring goes TY. Crowe lethal with those knees. Up to the top. Big Meteora on target. And now Crowe taking some time to regroup, get back on track. He's been in the driver's seat for the majority of this contest. Crowe out to the floor, or sorry, TY Jackson out to the floor. Civilians scattering, I don't blame them, they don't want any part of this. Crowe charging the ropes. Steel chair from Jackson. That might be the knockout blow. The great equalizer for TY. I can't tell, but I think he's looking under the ring to see what kind of toys Steven Crowe. That is a studded belt that I'm sure Steven Crowe had nefarious plans for, but TY got to it first. Oh, man. Whipping the champion, letting out all of that anger and the frustration of what it took to get here. Repeated sabotages and attacks from Crowe. Whipping the champion, the studs flying off of that belt in every direction. You can see the welts on the back of the arms of Steven Crowe, who collapses outside the ring onto the floor. Crowe just went behind the curtain there. There is no count out in this match. TY wedging that chair in the ropes. Judge Ben Oman not sure where Crowe went. I don't think TY knows either. Rhinestone Cowboy. Up on the shoulders. Crowe able to get the feet back underneath him. Battling it out on that solid concrete staging area. To give an inch, but TY getting the better of the exchange. Bump kick on target. Super kick also. Sends Crowe back inside the ring. TY again looking to go high risk. Calling an audible at the line, able to adjust up on the shoulder. Fireman's carry. Nice head scissor sends TY into that chair. Great body control from the champion in that situation. Flipping pile driver from TY Jackson. Onto TY Jackson. There's the cover.
Kick his ass, man. Yeah, kick his ass. Kick his ass.
Grinding Crowe down to the canvas. TY cut down again by the LPW Grand Champion. A fistful of steel again. Driving it into the midsection of the challenger. The edge of that chair right in the kidneys. Battering TY with that steel chair. Crowe again digging under the ring for more steel, more instruments to torture TY Jackson and end his quest to become the LPW Grand Champion. Almost like a seated abdominal stretch, torquing away on that already injured shoulder. Ben Oman in position to see if TY wants to give it up. I don't think anyone here would begrudge that, but TY's come this far and suffered this much to get this opportunity. Fans imploring TY to not tap out, but you can see the lights dimming. I think the referee, Ben Oman, wanted to call it. TY grabbed him by the arm and pulled him back and said, hell no. Able to escape the clutches of Crowe. Up on the shoulders. those steel chairs. Oh, Crowe right shoulder up. But TY looking to get his third, fourth, fifth win. Gourd Buster sits out onto those steel chairs again. Jackson now up on that top rope. Santon Atomigo is on target, but Crowe able to grab that steel chair. Nothing but steel for the skull of the challenger. This is your main event of LPW 46. Rhinestone rules for the LPW Grand Championship. Steven Crowe defending against Revolution Rumble winner T.Y. Jackson. Again, back out to the floor, no count out. T.Y. hard shots, but Crowe replying in kind. Crowe able to fight up from underneath with those kicks, but T.Y. with kicks of his own. Oh, man. Those are hard kicks to the Rhinestone Cowboy. You saw Ben Oman checking the eyes, checking the reaction of Steven Crowe. I mean, there's a lot of words to describe a match like this. Awesome is one of them. Another hard kick from Jackson. Another hard kick from Crowe. Crowe got a hold of T.Y. Oh man, this is all bad. This is all bad. Up on the shoulders. Crowe with the point of the elbow. Into the sunset bomb. Into those chairs on the floor. That's one of the damnedest things I've ever seen. Ben Oman checking on T.Y. Jackson. Says he's okay to continue. Meanwhile, Crowe again under the ring. He's found himself a table. Because why not? T.Y. back up on his feet. Lord knows how. Into the wall. They might tear this whole place down. This might be our last show at the Rec Room. This might be the last anything at the Rec Room. T.Y. on the opposite side of the ring. And he's going to go exploring. And T.Y.'s found a table of his own. T.Y. found himself a table. Steven Crowe also. It's hard for me to see from where the broadcast position is exactly what's going down. Back over towards that entranceway. Into the wall goes the champion. I'm sorry, I can't see. Well, they're coming up to the second level. This is not good at all. There are levels to this building, and there are levels to this match. Up on the second level, there's glasses and dishes and fans and chairs and tables and Crowe trying to move tables around. What the hell is going on? I don't like this at all. We're rearranging the furniture. Yeah, I suggest if you're on that second level, just get the hell out. TY stuck between two of those tables. Hard strike from Jackson. Crowe able to put the brakes on. That table solid as anything. Spins out with that neck breaker on the floor. Fisherman's neck breaker on TY. Is he moving? I don't know if he's moving. I mean, Ben Owen says he's good to go, but all I can see is TY's legs, and they're not moving. Crowe went behind that curtain. What the hell is he? He's coming out with something. What's that? It's a goddamn ladder. He's bringing the ladder up to the second level.
I told you over and over that I run this company.
She's the last thing we need right now.
This is my time, my company. I run this show. Shop.
The Mad Lads and Sager.
Get William, go get Steven. Nate, get TY.
Sager sicking the Mad Lads on both of the competitors in this matchup.
I keep on saying this, and you guys can't see together. Shut up! See, this is why there will be no TY's our champ. There will be no Steven Crowe as the GOAT. You see, TY's not gonna be champ because Intangible Zoe Sager says so.
If she'd shut up long enough, I'd love to do my job.
You see,
Never mind.
month after month after month, this team is a champion. Guess what? TY hasn't held a championship in who knows how long. I do.
The Mad Lads are just
So what
decimating.
You guys think that this is what you want? I stink. Nate, go help White Shirt.
Now Sager getting in on the action. Beating down T.Y. Jackson. STO on the floor. That was one of the most disgusting sounds I've ever heard a human body make in my life. I'm too close to this. Steven Crowe down on the ring apron.
Champion Steven Crowe isn't going to be making it out of this set. There will be 0 winners then.
You're going handheld like the Beastie Boys.
My company, as I said. I run this place. This is my time. My time. You can't shut me up. You can't shut me up. I got a microphone. I got a microphone. You can't shut me up.
I don't know if we've got any main event left. Mad Lads got a hold of Steven Crowe. Looking for that super buck nasty. Crowe down. I mean, this is BS. William Taylor with that, had that steel chair now. Mad Lads look to be setting up those 2 tables that were introduced by Crowe and by T.Y. Jackson. I think T.Y.'s still down. Yes, T.Y.'s still down on the floor on that second level. Nixon and white shirt laying the champion Steven Crowe across that table. Sager looking to add the punctuation. Chair from accounting coming to the aid of her ride or die partner. And she might have just saved Steven Crowe's ass. Mad Lads with a hold of Taryn from accounting up on that stage. Here comes Michael Richard Blaze to try to even the playing field. Mad Lads taking out the other 2 members of the clandestine society.
I'm sick of this shit!
Hang on a sec. I think they might have been trying to go for that Buck Nasty on the staging area. Blaze saving Taryn at least for the time being. Mad Lads with those tag team championship titles. And here come the Short Kings. They tried to put the Mad Lads in their rearview mirror earlier on, but apparently they're not quite done yet. Reed Matthews and MRP staring daggers at each other, but the enemy of my enemy is my friend in this case. Sager still down in the ring. White shirt off the stage into Nixon. Down on the floor. And now. What are we doing? Heaving the Crimson Lion into the Mad Lads. And you saw Mars tell MRB this one time only. We're going to help you out. Sager up on the top. Crossbody to Blaze. Blaze caught her. Dumping Sager inside the ring. This is just broken down into chaos. I mean, we knew it would, but I didn't expect all this. Short Kings taking the Mad Lads back from where they came. Meanwhile, in the ring, Sager is tearing from the counting. Oh, she caught Blaze coming in. Now attacking Crowe. Flurry of strikes to the Rhinestone Cowboy. Big spear from TFA. Takes out Sager. I mean, I don't want to bury the lead here, but T.Y. Jackson is back up on his feet. He's got that ladder up on that second level. But you got to be out of your goddamn mind. T.Y. setting up that ladder. Oh, no, don't do this. I know you want to be the champ, kid. But think about what it's going to cost you. T.Y., he's telling everybody, get out your phones. Get out your cameras. We're making memories. We might be making gravestones, too. T.Y. on the top of that ladder. Don't do this, T.Y. Don't do it. Jackson went for that senton atomico, and all he caught were those two tables. Somebody check on him. Everybody check on him. I don't know what to say. Taryn from accounting in the ring, and I think she's trying to give some encouraging words to Steven Crowe, telling him you've got this, and quite frankly, Sager's still out there. She's got a hold of Taryn, pulling her out of the ring. And they're beating the hell out of each other out on the floor. Through that curtain, they're probably tearing that place apart back there. Crowe trying to get at what's left of T.Y. Jackson. T.Y. kick. He didn't kick out, but he got the shoulder up. That's the damnedest thing. Over 2 decades, I've never seen anything like it. And look at Steven Crowe. He thought it was academic. He thought it was all over. But it might be just the beginning. Yeah, RB still out on that staging area. TY's moving. I can't. That's defies science. It defies logic. Blaze getting in the ring with that steel chair, helping Crowe back up to his feet. Crowe wants Blaze to take out TY with that chair. Blaze trying to tell him that he doesn't need to do it this way.
You're better than mine.
He's been trying to tell him all along.
You're better. You don't need me. You don't need me. You're better than that. I said do it. You're better than that.
That's not a wise move. Taking that chair from Blaze. Blaze conflicted to say the least. Crowe with that chair. Steven Crowe is apoplectic. Super kick on target. Again, Blaze can't pull the trigger on TY. I think Blaze might see a little bit of himself in this young man. I don't want to speak out of turn. Chair not removed from the equation, at least for now. Another super kick. What the hell is he doing out here? Rich King with that steel chair takes out TY. TY Rich King once tight as brothers, and Rich King was telling TY for months.
Without me, you are nothing. Without me, and you will continue to be nothing without me.
Rich King can't bear to see anybody, especially a Rats member, be LPW Grand Champion. Wait, what? Oh my God! That is Lumberjack Larry Wood's mother. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what the hell's on that piece of paper, but Lumberjack Larry Woods is a free man. You'll remember right around Christmas time, Rich King paid a visit to Mrs. Woods' home. And now Larry Woods finally getting his mitts on Rich King. Massive saw line. Larry checking on TY, telling him, you finished this. You have come this far. I mean, Rich King and Lumberjack Larry Woods are fighting right out into the rec room, out into the gaming area. I mean, I can't worry about that. That's somebody else's problem now. TY, Steven Crowe, champion and challenger, nose to nose. Foot to balls. TY escaped. Hit the Z kick. Hit another Z kick. TY making his way up to the top. Santana Tomaco. TY's our champ. Seems only fitting. Judge Ben Omen presenting TY with that LPW Grand Championship. You earned it, kid. T.Y. Jackson and Steven Crowe just painted a violent masterpiece that we'll never forget. To cap off 4 years of Love Pro Wrestling. T.Y. Jackson, your new LPW Grand Champion. And you know what? I don't gotta say another word. You're crying.
You deserve it! 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 You deserve it!
I'm a little bit of a mess right now, so forgive me if I don't have my words. It's been a long 2 years. Every month showing up here, trying to do the right thing, trying to do it the right way. Many people telling me that you're not going to do it, you're too weak, you're too optimistic, all these things. And for a while I believed it. But let this be a reminder. Let this be something that all of you take home tonight. That no matter what life throws at you, no matter how hard it is to get up in the morning, no matter how many people tell you you're not worth it, I promise you, you are. I promise you, good people get good things. So keep fighting, keep pushing through, Because I believe in all of you just like all of you believe in me. For years you guys chanted TY is my champion. While I appreciated it, I wasn't really. But God damn it, now I am. And no, this is a great moment. The work just begins. Because now, I'm going to defend this title every single night with honor, with respect, and to anybody who earns an opportunity, they're going to get it. But at the end of the day, TY is the champ.